Next, some of Hollywood's most famous films have taken a long time to make, from conception to actually getting to the big screen, but few can match the 47 years it took to complete a home movie version of a kung fu film set in Liverpool. It was started by a group of teenagers who grew up on an inner-city estate in the 1970s. But they only finished it this year. Our Merseyside reporter Andy Gill picked up some popcorn and fizzy pop and went to take a look at this piece of cinema history.
It's 1978, and in the shadow of a busy city centre flyover, a group of Liverpool lads recreate the film hits of the day, like the Bruce Lee film Big Boss.
Every week we'd go to cinema and there'd be all kinds of inspiration. I was a big James Bond fan, I was a big Bruce Lee fan, and so when I decided to try and make my own films, and I was able to buy a cheap second-hand Super 8 cine camera, I tried to emulate those films and those stars of the day.
In the 1970s, Kung Fu was massive. Films, TV shows and pop songs all fueling the craze.
We all wanted to be Bruce Lee, we all wanted to be David Carradine. We all thought we could fight like David Carradine and like Bruce Lee.
Paul bought his cine camera for £9, using money saved for a school trip. He charged pals 10 pence to watch the director's cuts.
We never had not what we've got today, phones and all that, so it was like sort of you've done it and then a few weeks later you've seen the finished product.
But in 1978, Paul Sudbury's dad, Frank, died, and Paul put away his camera with the final scene of his version of Big Boss still to film. Then this year, one of the cast, who'd emigrated to Australia, came back to visit Liverpool, and Paul leapt like a kung fu master at the chance to finish his masterpiece.
And 47 years later, these loads of pensioners tried to create this kung fu caper from the 1970s.
What was it like trying to do the moves and do it all again?
It was a bit more difficult than when we were 14. So a lot of the fight scenes, it's all about the edit. So rather than having this wide shot with multiple fights, it's basically one punch cut, one punch cut.
In those days, you know, you could get your leg up in the air, you could actually do that. But obviously coming back 47 years later, I found it very difficult. I found it very difficult to get my leg anywhere near what I used to get to when I was young.
Big Boss wasn't the only 70s blockbuster that Paul and his mates reproduced.
The gun battle sequence at the start of Bond, and where the blood comes down, it was a plastic tray from the inside of a packet of mince pies, and we just cut it into shape and then dropped it into shot.
The lads grew up on the now demolished Gerard Gardens estate.
A lot of the flats were overcrowded. You had like big families. Like you know, myself, we lived in a 2-bedroom flat, and there was 3 children. So you know, we were all cooped up in like sort of one room. Everyone like, was very close. Everyone enjoyed each other's company.
The Scouse Big Boss is now available on YouTube.
It was great, you know. It was like we were 14 again, to be honest.
Andy Gill, BBC North West Tonight, Liverpool.
It looks brilliant, doesn't it? You know what I'm going to be watching tonight. Right, let's get a look at the weather now. Here's Chris Folks.